Hi, my name is Taylor Root. I am Jeff's son's work study for this semester. So I am going to be going over your first lab. We're going to be using some disaster data. So first you're going to want to navigate to wherever you've saved the data. So I have already saved mine onto my jump drive in my week 1 folder. So this is my county's folder that we need to load into ArcMap first. As you can tell right now, it's a zip file. So if you right click and hit extract all, it will extract it and it will give you a file that you'll be able to download into ArcMap. So I have already done this, so I'm not going to do it again. So if you go ahead and go to add data, if you need to, you might have to make a folder connection to your jump drive, which you can do that by clicking here, going to computer or jump drive, and then I've got mine under Geog 1110, and then I make it to week 1, so it's a little bit easier. So I've already done that. In the counties _US 1 is where I've got mine saved, so I click on counties _US shapefile and go ahead and hit add. So right now we've just got the counties states shapefile in here, and this is just of the 48 states. So if you go ahead and right click on the county shapefile and go to open attribute table, you can see all the records or county data information. So this is the name of the county. This is the state that county belongs to. So as of right now, it's alphabetized of the state name. And if yours is not, you can right click and go sort ascending. So there's some information in here as to, what's related to that county. Different population data for the county, males, females, ages. So lots of information in here. So, for example, let's go ahead and highlight all of Wyoming counties. So if you hit the control button and click on Wyoming and hold down your left mouse key and hold it down all the way, and we've got all the Wyoming counties highlighted. If you click out of the attribute table in your, as you can see on ArcMap, Wyoming counties are highlighted. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to right click, we're going to go down to data, click on export data. You're going to want to leave all these defaults as is. We are going to want to save this though. You can save this as a shapefile or you can save it into a geodatabase. So if you already have a geodatabase made, or if you want to make one, you can. So we will go ahead and just save this as a shapefile for now. We're going to name this counties, or actually we're going to name this Wyoming _counties. Make sure that you do not have any spaces when you are saving data. It can mess up later on if you run any tools, and it may not even let you save it as that. So make sure you use underscores with spaces. Click save. Go ahead and click OK. And then it's going to come up with this warning code. Do you want to add data? Do you want to add the exported data to the map as a layer? Go ahead and click yes. So now that Wyoming data is its own shapefile. So we can go ahead and remove the counties out of there. So now all we're left is with just the Wyoming counties rather than the whole United States. Go ahead and save your map right now. Go to File, Save As. I've already got it saved. Just go ahead and navigate to wherever you'd like ArcMap to save this. Again, I've got it in my Geog 1110 week 1, and then you can save it in counties or you can save it under week 1. I'm going to go ahead and save mine under the counties folder, and then you can click save. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and add in another piece of data. This is actually just a kind of like an attribute table. So go ahead and click add, navigate to wherever you've got this saved. So that's going to be this one. That's the 1965 underscore 060103. Highlight it, click Add. So now if you go and open up this file, there's some similar information as to what is in the Wyoming counties, but this is actually just disaster data. That is in here. So if you noticed when you added in this basically attribute table, it didn't add anything onto your actual map because there aren't any coordinates right now to this data, so it doesn't actually exist on ArcMap anyways. And so how can we display this data? So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the attribute table of the state's county data set, so our Wyoming. I'm going to go to click Open Attribute Table. There is a field column that is called FIPS. This is a every county in the U.S. contains a unique FIPS identification number. For example, the FIPS number for Hays County, let's go Bighorn, Wyoming County is 56003. So that is a specific code to Bighorn County. If you open up the disasters table and make this so it is going by sorting ascending, scroll all the way down to Wyoming, and you find Campbell County, you will notice that on here the FIPS code is 500, the Bighorn County, that's what I'm talking about, is 56003. So the FIPS code in this table also matches the FIPS the FIPS column over here in our state's attribute table. So even though the field names are not identical in the two tables, the data is consistent. If you scroll down on the disaster table, you click Open, and so if you kind of scroll through on the disasters attribute table, there's some dates of certain disasters that have happened. So if we scroll down to Wyoming, obviously this data isn't all that new. I mean, it's a few years old, but it has some dates of when the disaster happened. It has a description of it. So on May 29th, there were severe storms, flooding, and mudslides. So if you wanted to kind of see some of the disasters and when they occurred, this would be some good information. Okay, so what we will do now is go ahead and make sure that your disasters table is up. What we're going to do is count how many disasters have been declared for each county in the U.S. This will allow you to map the disaster declarations for your assigned state. So go ahead, open the disaster database, move your mouse over the column header for FIPS code. The cursor will change to a black arrow pointing downward. Right-click the mouse and choose the Summarize option. Then the screen like this will pop up. And go ahead and use all of the default settings except to change the file name. Call the file disasters_fips.dbf. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that. Make sure I'm in where I want everything saved. And I'm going to just save this. So type in disaster. DBF. And make sure you saved it to your USB drive or your computer somewhere. So let's go back and save it in here. Okay, sorry, it actually has to be dbase table. Click save, and then go ahead and leave everything else as the default. Click OK. And then it's going to ask you if you would like to add the result table to your map. Go ahead and click yes. So now, go ahead, open the newly created table. And notice that there are only 3 fields. The last column represents the number or count of instances of unique FIPS code entries in the disaster database. The final step is to perform a tabular join. This will allow you to essentially assign coordinates to the newly created table. Keep in mind exactly what you will be displaying. The number of times a county, as defined by its FIPS code, has been declared a federal disaster area. So to perform a tabular join, make sure that all the tables are closed. So let's go ahead and close all of these. None of them are opened. Go ahead and save the project. So we're saved. Right-click on your state's county shapefile in the table of contents. So right-click, move the mouse over Joins and Relates, and select the Join option. Use the option shown on the image below for your join operation and click on the OK button. So we are going to go ahead, and this is going to be our FIPS. Two is going to be our disasters FIPS. And then this is we're going to leave as the FIPS code. And go ahead and click OK. So if you go ahead and open your county shapefile attribute table and look at the attributes, a new column should have been added. So let's go ahead and scroll all the way over. It looks like our county FIPS code was added. If you see a null over here, that just means that that is 0. How you can change this is you can go into an editing session. You'll have to say start editing. Just click on that, click OK. If you double click in here, oh, hold on one second. Okay, so if you want, you can leave these as null, or if you want to, you can edit them and make them a 0. I'm just going to go ahead and leave them for now. So this is all of Wyoming states. So if you wanted to see, click on this county and see what county this was that had 2 disasters. It was Laramie County. And if you do have anything selected and you don't want it selected, go ahead and clear selections. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and change the symbology of our state county shapefile so that the raw number of disaster declarations is displayed. So we're going to go ahead and right click on this, and go down to Properties, go to the Symbology tab, and click on Categories. And we want the FIPS code, so go ahead and add all values. So obviously we've only got 3. If you want to, you can just name that one 0, so when it shows up over here, it's 0. You can go ahead and pick a color ramp that's a little more accurate. To this, so I've got red, yellow, and green. If you go ahead and click OK, now we've got the Wyoming and all of the states who have, or sorry, not states, counties who have 0 or less disasters are green. All the counties who have 1 disaster are yellow, and all the counties who have at least 2 disasters are red. Now go ahead and file, save your project. Okay, so go ahead and answer the questions to the first part of this. I think there's 3 questions. Go ahead and create a map layout of the state of Wyoming showing the number of disasters declarations per county as a choropleth map. Include standard map elements such as north arrow, neat line, scale bar, scale text, legend, etc. Make sure that your name is on the map. You will be graded on your appearance of your map. Email me, or not me, but email Jeff your map when you're done. Okay, so for the final section of this lab, it involves importing of some earthquake data. The data you will import was downloaded from the University of California, Berkeley website and exists as a fixed delimited text file. So first you're going to want to go to wherever you've saved all of your data. Mine already is in my jump drive. So I'm going to double click on this quake data. As you can tell, there's a bunch of numbers, maybe some dates in here if you scroll all the way through. If there are any headers, up here, you're going to want to delete them. But since there aren't, we'll go ahead and exit out of it. You're going to want to go and open up Excel. Okay, make sure you get Excel open. So once you have Excel open, you're going to click on a blank Word document. You're going to go to File, Open, click on Computer. Mine already made a folder connection, but if yours doesn't, you go to Browse. Make sure that you change this to All Files, and then go to wherever you have this saved. So mine's on my jump drive, in my week 1, and that. Go ahead and click Open. So now we are going to go ahead and make sure that all of these have unique columns for each field. For the list that we have above here, date, lat, long, and magnitude. So make sure it stays on fixed width, go to Next. So some of these already have columns in there. Can move these, make new columns. Make sure, I guess, that we've got columns for each one. Go ahead and click Next. So after you make sure that you have unique columns for each one, we're going to go ahead and finish. It's going to import everything. So as you can see, there's a date column here. This looks like a time column. This is a lat and a longitude column. And then I'm not sure what he is here. This F is probably our magnitude column. So we are going to need to change the lat, long, and magnitude columns to a number. Go ahead and first delete out all of the extra columns that we don't need so it doesn't get confusing. We don't need time, so I am going to go ahead and leave time out. So our latitude, longitude, and magnitude need to be changed to number. Now, oh. Okay, so once these are highlighted, you can go ahead and right click. Go ahead and click on Format Cells. Click on Number. You can have 2 decimal places. I think we actually need to have, let's go ahead and go out to 4 decimal places. Then click OK. And then, okay, so after you have changed the magnitude, Latin long columns to number, you can go ahead and get rid of, not get rid of, but to get rid of the number signs here on the date, if you highlight your date column, right click, go to Format Cells and change to Date, and click OK. It'll change all of them to a date for you. So after you do that, it says in here, go ahead and add a new row above the existing date data and give a text description to the 4 remaining columns, so date, latitude, longitude, and magnitude. So let's go ahead, get rid of one of these rows. And on this one, let's go ahead and put date. Lat. Long. Mag. So then, after that, go ahead and highlight all of your data. So after you have all of your data highlighted, okay, so after you have your data highlighted here, well, hold on, having issues, 1 second. After you have your data highlighted here, go ahead, go to File, choose Save As. You're going to need to save as, browse to wherever your stuff saved. Make sure the save type is the Excel 97-2003. You can go ahead and name it Quake Data, New. I'm just going to go ahead and name it that and make sure that it's in the right folder. Okay, and click Save. After it's saved, now we need to go ahead and open up ArcMap. We can go ahead and close out of the Excel file. Okay, so after you go to the File menu, choose Save, we need to open up ArcMap. We need to add the points in like we learned earlier in class. Let's go ahead and add in that Excel file. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the one that I had saved. Click Add. Add. So obviously we just added in a table. Okay, so once you get ArcMap open, go ahead and go to wherever you've saved that Excel file. So mine's right here in my Week 1 folder. I'm going to go ahead and click Add. Add again. Now we need to go to Display. Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, so after you have went ahead and deleted out the other columns that you don't need. You do just need the date, latitude, longitude, and magnitude. So then we need to go ahead and highlight. Nope. Highlight it all. May take you a minute, but after you highlight it all, make sure you go to File, Save As, go to where you've got it saved. You'll have to save it as an Excel 97-2003 workbook. I'm going to go ahead and name mine Quake Data 2, just because I've already done it, but I'm going to go ahead and name Quake Data 2, go ahead and hit Save, exit out of Excel. Go ahead and get ArcMap open. I've already got it open, but you do need to add in, I've got some imagery in mine. Go ahead and add in your counties. Okay, so after you get the counties data, and I also downloaded in some imagery, you can just go to File, ArcGIS Online, and type in imagery. So then I added the counties data in, so now we need to go ahead and add in our Quake data. So go to Add, go to wherever you saved it. Mine's this Quake Data 2. Go ahead and click Add. You right click on it, go to Display XY Data. X is going to be longitude, Y is going to be latitude. So this data is in a geographic, a North America, and then NAD 1983. Click OK, click OK, click OK, and you should see your points. So now it's because it's an event, it actually does not exist anywhere, so it's not really a shape file yet. So if you go ahead and right click on that, go to Data, Export Data, make sure you have it saved. I'm going to go ahead and save this as Quake Data. And as a shape file, I'm going to just go ahead and make sure that it's in my unit week 1. Click Save, click OK. And yes, we want to add this to our map. So you can go ahead and delete out the events. And also you can go ahead and remove the other one. So after you've done that, you are going to need to zoom into a state that has at least 3 earthquakes. It doesn't matter which one. Make a layout that shows the earthquake points. Make sure that only the counties that are shown are for the state you are displaying. Example, if the state you chose was Michigan, only show the counties for the state of Michigan. Show the earthquake points as graduated symbols, 3+ classes, and use a different color for each symbol. Include all necessary map elements and turn in to Jeff.